Hello, everyone. This is going to be a little quick episode of the Philly Sports Podcast. And today I'm just going to be going over the Philadelphia Phillies and what I think they should do at the trade deadline and some other things that could happen for the Phillies. And yeah, let's go. So, first up, I think the Phillies will be buyers at the deadline. You know, the standings, they're very much in it, and they have been a hot team going into the All-Star break. So the Philadelphia Phillies could be looking to make some moves on the pitching side of things. I think the Philadelphia Phillies could easily go after a guy like Jose Barrios. I think they go after at least one of these two Twins pitchers, Jose Barrios or Taylor Rogers. Rogers for the bullpen has been really, really good this season. A nice lefty arm that throws hard, has some nice off speed pitches with that slider. Um, Taylor Rogers could be the guy for the Phillies. As you can see, the Phillies only 3.5 out of the first place spot behind the New York Mets. Are very, very much in it. And I think Taylor Rogers might be the perfect guy for the Philadelphia Phillies right now. I love Taylor Rogers, and he can easily be that closer. He's already closing for the Twins. He's having a great season. If the Phillies want to have a lockdown guy in the ninth inning, he will lock it down for you. Hopefully, he's not if the Phillies do go after him, hopefully he's not the Brandon Workman of this season. That would be terrible. But so far, he's been a very good reliever in 2021. ERA's inflated because of his last out and wasn't good. He gave up a grand slam. But before that, his ERA was like 2.6, 2.65, with a but now it's up to 3.35, still solid, but so far on saves, he's 8 saves on the year. He hasn't been the closer for the full season for the Twins so far. But again, he's been really, really good for the Minnesota Twins. And as a Twins fan myself, I don't want to let him go. But I think the Phillies, if the Twins get enough for him, they will deal him. The Phillies could add in. They have not the best farm system, but there's some guys they can go for. There's some guys that the Twins might want. The second Twins pitcher is actually Jose Barrios, who was having, I'd say, a career season for the Minnesota Twins. Yeah, I think it was an all-star snub. I don't know how Nathan Eovaldi made it over him, but yeah, Jose Barrios has been very good this season as a starting pitcher. He's definitely been the Twins' number one guy as he has gone 7-3 with a 3.48 ERA, 3.40 FIP, and yeah, 9.4 strikeouts per nine. So that's pretty good for a pitcher. 2.6 walks per nine. That's not a lot. Jose Barrios definitely. This is his best season, and he already has 2 All-Star appearances before this. This is his best year, and he wasn't an All-Star, so it's a little weird. But Jose Barrios, I think, can really change the Phillies around, turn them around. Because think about it, in that rotation of Wheeler, Nola, Barrios, 3, I would say All-Star caliber pitchers pitching 3 of every 5 games. I like that. And then have Zach Eflin move to the 4, and then you'll Vince Velasquez at the 5 if you need him. But yeah, I think Jose Barrios fits in perfectly for the Phillies. And will they have to give up someone good? Probably, maybe Nick Abel. Just saying, Nick Abel might have to go if they want to bring in a pitcher like Jose Barrios, who was still very young. Jose Barrios is very good. And they might have to give away some MLB talent too, because we know the Phillies farm system just isn't great. So if the Phillies want to get Jose Barrios, I think this could really change them. And low key can make them like the New York Mets. If we're talking about the Mets right now, if the Phillies had Jose Barrios, that race is a lot closer than it is right now. And right now, the Philadelphia Phillies are right in the mix. So adding that guy in Barrios, moving a pitcher from the AL to the NL, changing so he doesn't face guys that he's seen before, it can help. It can really help. Philadelphia Phillies, Jose Barrios is the guy. Mark it down. Let's go. Okay, so now let's talk about some offensive players that the Phillies could go after. And with Alec Bohm slumping, I think you might have Alec Bohm, obviously, not having a good year. Is this time to move him to a bench bat with all of these third basemen that are on the trade block at the deadline? Bohm with a -1 WAR this season. He's been a negative player for the team, hitting 243, only 6 home runs, a 641 OPS. He has been a letdown compared to last season, and I think a little bit of has to be mental. A young guy and who hasn't struggled his whole career. I mean, who hasn't struggled, who was really good his rookie year, but now comes into his second season and just struggles. Um, Obviously a little bit of it's got to be mental. I mean, he goes from a 139 OPS plus in 2020 and like a future star to a 78. I'm not saying they trade Bohm. I'm saying they move him down to maybe a bench spot as a backup infielder to play third and first when you don't have when Hoskins sees an off day or whoever they trade for. Because I think they can definitely trade for a third baseman. There's a lot of good names: Chris Bryant, Eduardo Escobar, Jose Ramirez, which is a little bit of a stretch, but it's definitely possible. Right now, if I am the Phillies, I am making sure that I am in the mix with the Mets and the White Sox for Eduardo Escobar. Eduardo Escobar is a guy that can really hit the ball. And not only is he a third baseman, he can play almost anywhere. Second base, first base, third base, shortstop. You can even try him at the corner outfields. 2021, Eduardo Escobar has just he's been ridiculous. He's been unbelievable this year. 254. I mean, he hasn't been unbelievable, but he's been really good. 254, 20 home runs, 784 OPS to go with a 110 OPS plus. I mean, that's very good for a guy that's going to be playing different positions. And we've seen the infield injuries for the Phillies. Didi Gregorius obviously is back, but Gene Segura's also missed some time. Didi's missed a lot of time. So if you want a guy that can fill in at all those positions and not have Ronald Torreyes play, because Ronald Torreyes has been really good, but let's be honest here, he's not going to be a starting shortstop on a contended team. So it's good to have Didi back, but I think Eduardo Escobar could be that guy to really put him over the edge. Do I think they'll be able to get Escobar and Jose Barrios? Probably not. That's going to be a lot. But now it's time for the Phillies to decide what do they need more, Jose Barrios or Eduardo Escobar. I think they can get either one of Escobar or Barrios and also go for Taylor Rogers. There's also some other relievers that are definitely on the trade block, but those are the main guys, I think. Yeah, we can talk about other pitchers. Obviously, Max Scherzer, Richard Rodriguez of the Pirates. So yeah, these are guys that they can go after, some pitchers they can go after. That's definitely going to help. But right now, I think the number one thing you have to address is obviously the pitching. Not necessarily starting pitching, but I think what the Phillies have to do, they have to lock in a good reliever: Richard Rodriguez, Taylor Rogers, other names that you could go after, but you gotta get one of them, and then you can move on and see what else you can do at the deadline. But that's all I gotta say about the Philadelphia Phillies and what I think they have to do at the trade deadline if they want to really challenge the Mets for the top of the AL East. Thank you for watching and listening. Peace.